The idea of being even with all your skins, you know, sort of thing, and all that is exactly like a guitarist with their guitar strings and all that kind of thing. What you want to do is buy a set, okay, like a set of guitar strings or whatever it might be. And the idea behind that is the consistency of the sound. I think every now and again, I play guitar. I've been playing guitar 1 year less than drums, although I do say that guitar is my second instrument. However, there was once upon a time when I had more guitar students than drum students because I was teaching in schools and all that sort of business. But I digress. Every now and again, you will buy a set of guitar strings and you will put them on, and every now and again you'll get a dud, a flat string that goes boing, 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 doink, 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 whatever, and all that. So you've got to get another one, you know, all that. I've had that with drum skins. I've got a drum skin back home. I remember, when was the last one? It's been a long time. But I just remember it going da-da-da-da-da-da-da, doink, 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 bum, 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 bum. No matter what I could do, it was just a dud skin. Well, technology now, I'll actually go back. Once upon a time, when I was coming up in the 70s, it was pretty easy to get a banana stick, you know, that kind of thing with a little curve. You roll them across the counter, and if they go wobble, 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 no good, you know, that kind of thing. But that's less and less with more and more technology, okay? That happens, yeah, very rarely now. But what I'm getting at is the evenness of your tone. Now, what can happen is that just as important as your top skins are your bottom skins. And what that does is give you the resonance of the tone of your drums. I've got Evans Reso 7s underneath there, coated, so they're a little bit more darker than, say, a typical clear resonant skin. But having done that, I mean, I've put the combination on. Because after all, when you're playing a snare drum, what goes on is often you might put a different kind of drum skin on your snare drum, because it's being a snare drum, you know, that kind of thing there. Like, But when you're doing different kinds of things, sometimes it's, I find, that when you take the snares off, it just becomes a higher tom-tom, right? So if I had, say, a Genera Dry, okay, on an Evans Genera Dry on my snare drum, which I have on my other snare drum in the other room. They're great heads, don't get me wrong. What I'm just saying is that that's all well and good, but for what I want for this particular drum kit, Doris, is the consistency of sound. So what I do is, on this particular drum kit, I put on, in this case, I've put on a UV1, which is the same as the rest of the kit. So I have consistency in tones, because this is my melodic kit. You see, I do things like that because this isn't always rock and roll. 1 minute I'm doing jazz, next minute metal, next thing orchestral percussion, you know, all these different things. For all of you out there who are perhaps doing Year 12 drum set, you will be Roni's Portraits in Rhythm book. Hopefully it's the book and not just some dirty photocopies. And, what happens is that that is a seminal text. That's one of the most important snare drum books you could ever hope to get. And not only that, is that he's extended that out to multiple percussion, and you open that out, and the picture on the cover of that book is essentially toms, okay, all tuned. And so when I study from that book, this is one of the main reasons I have this on my left-hand side. This is my classical percussion side. But when I'm on Deidre, my other white drum kit that I take out to gigs, That's got clear resos on the bottom and G2s on the top because that poor kit gets flogged. It's often a share kit on, say, a 3-band night, like a 3-band gig and all that sort of stuff. So that needs a little bit more toughness, and that's not quite so much the melodic kit. So there you go there. So I use different skins for that one, but I don't mix them up. You see, I don't have a G1 here and a G2 there and a U1 where and a Genera here and that's a song, isn't it? Anyway, so what I'm getting at with all of this business, wrapping up the show, yes, I should start to do that, is that drum skins define your character on the drum set, okay? What I mean by that is that when you go to a gig and you're seeing a band play, the guitarist might be using a Les Paul. The next band, the guy's using a Strat. The next band, someone's using a Telecaster or a mixture of all. They might change their guitars for the various songs. One of the things with a share kit, without being too gripey about it, is that the drummer has exactly the same choices, where our choices have all flattened out and we're at the behest of whatever that share kit is, whether it be good or bad. I've played brilliant DW Collector's drum kits as a share kit, and I've gone, thank you, that kind of thing. And then I've played the worst god-awful kit God ever put breath into, on a fairly important gig, that kind of thing, And that's another subject. But what I'm getting at is when you've got control of your sound, experiment with the different skins. Now, here I am with Evans UV1s, which are brilliant skins. But you might like G1s, or you might like G2s, or whatever it might be. Check them out. Every one of these ones, and other brands too, they have certain sounds for certain specifications and all this sort of business. You could even go the vintage sound, like calf tones, that kind of thing, where they use the fibre composite to get a vintage 50s, 40s and 50s sound, that kind of thing. But I'll wrap the show up. My name's Chris Quinlan, it's MelbourneMusos, and I'm just having a little bit of a chat about skins, and in particular these Evans UV1s. And this is the show itself, but I'm going to stay here now, and I'm going to play a few things without saying much, and I'll put them up on my Facebook page and my MelbourneMusos page, and YouTube and all that sort of business at some point of time. But what it is I hope you've enjoyed the sounds, I'll see you next episode, hey? No worries. Chris Quinlan, signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.